Discover Buick, one of America's fastest growing auto brands. See for yourself why Lexus and BMW owners are switching to Buick.
Thank you. Great opportunity for us this week to go to Blacksburg, play obviously a team that has been atop the ACC since they've joined the conference along with Miami, and basically this conference title has gone through Blacksburg, and it's a great challenge for our team, and obviously in all three phases you have to play really well to win there. They have a great formula for success, great environment, and an excellent football team. So with that, I'll just open it up to questions.
Yeah, when you look at Virginia Tech, isn't that kind of what you're trying to do here now? When you look at the solidness of their program, the way they condition their players, develop their players,
yeah,
the way they go about special teams and try to dominate that area of the game, year-to-year consistency.
Yeah, it's a great formula. I think one of the things that jumps out is how many players on their two deep, and in some places they have three deep, are redshirted. So clearly they make a commitment to redshirting the young men, developing them physically, and then as they come along, the first exposure they get to college football is successful, and as opposed to rushing kids out there and maybe they're not quite ready. So they do have a great formula. They run the ball exceptionally well. Play excellent special teams, and they're always among the nation's leaders on defense. And clearly, the turnover ratio is a big deal with them, and they're very disciplined. I think less than 4 penalties a game right now. So that's the challenge for us moving forward.
What challenge does David Wilson provide for your team?
Oh, he's an excellent running back. He can run between the tackles. He's strong. He's physical. But as you saw last Saturday, he's got incredible elusiveness and can improvise. And the second kid who comes in, Oglesby, does a really nice job too. So it's a combination of Wilson, and the offensive line. And I've been really bragging on this kid, Drager, 33. Does a really nice job for him at tight end. He's a move guy and very physical. So it's that combination that really wears on you, and we have to make sure that we do everything we can to stop the run.
Al, did the way Eduardo run the ball on Saturday make you more inclined to see more of him?
Correct.
In games?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he's worked very hard. He's gotten to the point now where he's more reliable. He's done a great job in his role on special teams, and now he's getting more opportunity, more jobs. So we feel very comfortable with him going in the game. And as I said after the game, I think I said after the game, sometimes I don't remember who I'm talking to, but I said I wish I had gone to him a series or two before, because the change of pace that he brought in the game was very good for us last week.
But even if he's your number two back, Al, is the Mike still the short yardage guy, the big back sort of, or can Eduardo do that?
I hope. I would hope. Well, Lamar's 215 pounds too, so obviously if Lamar's healthy, he can do it. We wouldn't necessarily use Eduardo in that situation. We hope Mike is healthy. Again, we expected Mike to be ready to go in each of those last two games, and the reality is he didn't play much in the last two games. So they were both on the field, game time decisions. We thought both those games he was going to be ready to go. I had complete confidence in the last game that he was going to be ready to go, but hindsight is 20/20. I look out there now, and he looks like Michael James. So I hope there's no issue with Michael, and that he can help us in those situations. George.
Coach Adewale told us a couple minutes ago that he told Marcus, "Hey, I'm coming after your job." How have you seen Marcus respond to that, and where do you think he's at right now? Forston.
Marcus Forston.
Yeah.
Marcus can play both the three, the tackle spot, and the nose spot. So he's working at both. Regis can play both. Wally can't. Wally's a three technique.
Right.
But Wally right now is getting really good get off. I think anybody that watched the game could see he gives you more speed on the field. He made a lot of plays in the nickel situations, the third down situations for us, and created other plays. He created a lot of Marcus's sacks, to be quite honest with you. So Forston has to continue to improve. And again, it's tough because when all these guys get in a competitive environment, sometimes whatever the last coach taught them shows up. and we're trying to make sure that he just understands what Jethro is teaching him and what Coach D is teaching him, and just stay with that. So that's been the challenge for Marcus Forston.
Do you sense that he's fully back from what he went through over the offseason?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Again, he's doing good things. We just got to get him to the point where he's taking that next step and like a next level player, because he has that in him. He has that in him, and like a lot of guys, he's been pressing. He's just got to go, and the plays will come to him. Just play your technique and do your assignment and get the right alignment, and it will come to you.
What about playing Adewale? I mean, 265, 268-pound defensive tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a smaller defensive tackle.
Is there a rule against that? You know, he's strong. If he wasn't strong, we couldn't do it, George, to be honest with you. He's strong. He has a physical presence, and what he doesn't have in girth, so to speak, he has an excellent first step. So he has great initial quicknesses, and he can use his hands. So those are the things that we're looking for. And again, we're not looking for 70 plays out of him there. You know, we want to make sure we rotate the guys, and when they're in there, they're playing at 100% and being physical and fast.
Al, how much different is what you guys are doing up front and Mark's doing up front than what they've done the last couple of years?
Here?
Is it a whole
It's different, yeah. It is.
Is that part of why they're struggling?
Oh, no, I don't. We're struggling for a variety of reasons, all right? But I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to make any excuses. But it's different. I'm not going to say it's not different. And I'm not going to say sometimes when they get in a competitive environment, they don't revert back. So, again, I don't want to judge anybody's work before me. All I know is what we're trying to do. We're more hand-oriented, more gap and alignment-oriented. So there was a lot of swimming in the past, a lot of jumping in the gap, and everything. That's fine. That's the style that you play. But we're trying to play a different style right now. And what's fair to say, though, Gar, is that the breakdown is coming a lot of times because everybody's not playing the same technique, and everybody's not playing as a unit. And that's in addition to the tackling that we've been talking about the last 2 weeks. Clearly, if the tackling doesn't get better against this quarterback and this running back, we're going to have a long day. We have to tackle better.
Coach, you have the next man in mentality, and
Yeah.
obviously, you know, when JoJo went back to safety, it kind of came out, and on the offensive line, a lot of guys have come off the bench and done well for you. Do you hope that same mentality, you know, also goes for Jordan and Denzel as they maybe get some more playing time here?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, again, for us, you know, we're all those guys are probably going to play. Whether Gianni gets in the mix or not, that will be determined here in the next 2 days in practice. But it looks like Futch and Denzel and Sean and Jimmy, all those guys will play, and Denzel hopefully will help us on the nickel too. But certainly Jordan's got a great opportunity. He's worked his whole life for. Kelvin Kane is, you know, made the most of an opportunity last Saturday, and hopefully he'll continue to improve. So those are the guys that some of the guys you mentioned that need to step up in this game and in this environment, in addition to what they do on special teams.
Coach, you talk about going against another running mobile quarterback, but this guy's a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's big
than the ones you faced.
Yeah. Yep. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. No, he's a big, strong kid, and they do have quarterback runs, and we got to do a good job getting them on the ground. And again, if we're gap oriented and closing off the holes, you know, and don't let him get started, that's where we got in trouble. We let the Kansas State kid get started because we weren't sound in terms of having gap integrity, and then once he got going, we couldn't get him stopped. So. We expect to see some copycat runs from Logan. So and also and clearly, you know, the running backs too. We got to do a good job taking care of them. So what we can't do is have it be a two-headed monster all game. We can't be stopping Wilson and trying to defend the quarterback runs as well. We got to make sure that we eliminate one of them.
Now, you touched on this briefly Sunday in the teleconference with the short yardage situations on offense. What have you guys done in practice?
Yeah, unacceptable. Number one, unacceptable. You're exactly right. So any criticism there is more than fair. We have to do a better job there. We have to decide what we want our identity to be there. Okay, and we've tried a bunch. Again, I've watched them all the last 2 days. We've tried a multitude of things there, and I think we just have to settle in now and But clearly, when it's 1 yard and the game's on the line or we're trying to convert, we have to be able to get that via the run. So that's going to be critical for us moving forward.
Chantrell was saying coaches are sort of stressing a meanness in practice. And that's what you guys.
A meanness.
Yeah, trying to be mean and nasty up front of those.
Well, we want to finish better than we're finishing. To be honest with you, we're not finishing like we need to finish on offense. I think we're improving on offense. As I said to you guys, I think last week, we're closer to having an identity on offense than defense right now. One of the issues that we're having on offense is we're not getting enough stops on defense. And that coupled with the fact that we're not getting the field position, I think we have not really, our average start drive has been like 30, 29, and 22 the last 3 weeks. That makes it a long road to go. So we have to do a better job stopping them. We have to continue to create better field position for us in special teams. And then we just need the offensive line and those guys to finish better. Again, whether they're mean or nasty, some of them are too old to change that, but we need to be more physical and finish better.
Virginia Tech's had Frank Beamer there for a long time. They
Yep.
had lots of stability on the coaching staff. But from a program standpoint, what type of advantage does that bring to a program?
It's a great advantage. I don't think there's any question. And you look at it from a recruiting standpoint, from a continuity standpoint. You just again, I keep talking about Ja'Cory. Just same quarterback coach every year. Same offensive coordinator every year. I mean, that's critical for our program moving forward, for our program. And you can see how the continuity, everybody over there, from the coaches down, understand and execute their roles. So it filters down from the head coach to the coaching staff, to the GAs, to the strength staff, in recruiting, and then obviously to the student athletes when they get there. And I think that's, again, it's everybody that's growing up now sees Virginia Tech, but they don't see it. When Frank took over, I guess it was 87, was it? So, again, we watched them, rise up, and then I was at Virginia in '94 when they finally broke through. So I have a great deal of respect and admiration because he didn't just, win some games. He created a culture and obviously an excellent program.
Coach, what's the most hostile road atmosphere you've ever
This is it.
been in?
This is it.
The one that
This is it. Yeah, I think the Carrier Dome could be. Again, maybe they didn't like Penn State. But that was tough. The Orange Bowl here was tough in '91, and in Blacksburg. I would say those are the ones that jump out. This is a difficult environment to play, no question.
Coach,
Go ahead.
Coach, front seven for Virginia Tech is always pretty good, always physical,
Yep.
always a pass rush.
Yep.
It seems like Ja'Cory, not unlike most quarterbacks, obviously, but he makes most of his mistakes when he's either being pressured or he feels uncomfortable, like
Correct.
he's being pressured.
Yep.
What do you tell him so he doesn't, correct that?
That's the $1 million.
I mean,
Don't feel pressure. Don't feel that 255-pound guy on your back. Don't worry about that guy.
or to at least deal with the
No.
Those mistakes. In a more
Both their ends, I think
productive-
their ends right now are sitting at about eight or nine sacks and 19 quarterback hurries between them. So we know what that is. They're also getting quarterback hurries from their linebacker position, which means they're pressuring a great deal. Okay, so that's part of the formula that they have. It's a momentum place, and you got to stop momentum. So it's a great question. You're exactly right. You cannot, if it's going to be a sack, it can't be a sack fumble or a sack interception. If you're being pressured, out of bounds is a good choice. Running is a good choice. So we have to work on the choices and staying poised and being patient. That's a big thing. We can change the protection. If something's open, we can change the protection next time and try to get that same play again. But if you give them the ball, we don't have any recourse. So this is very much an environment where turnovers, momentum plays, and now that the house gets going and it just starts feeding. And that's why you have to stay poised, got to protect the ball, got to be sound in special teams, and as you said, we got to make sure that first we protect them. We get in the right calls and that we're sound protection-wise, but that we don't make those kind of critical errors because that's how it gets going, until the ball gets going.